Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalang.
Hare Krishna, welcome to our channel, Bhagavad-gita. Here it is, because we happen to have Bhagavad-gita as it is, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and my name is Latika. And we happen to have, of course, we have taken great care to have this specific book to read from. And we're in the 11th chapter, so if you're very new to the channel and you're a little bit serious about Bhagavad-gita, I would recommend starting from the beginning, because it builds up. You take some knowledge and you add some knowledge and you add some knowledge. But now we're in the 11th chapter where Krishna is showing his universal form to Arjuna. And we are reading text 37. And this is Arjuna speaking. Kashmachchate nannamairan mahatman gariyase brahmanopyadikartre ananta devesha jagannivasa tvam aksharang sadasatat parang yat. O great one, greater even than Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should they not offer their respectful obeisances unto you? O limitless one, God of gods, refuge of the universe. You are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. Purport. By this offering of obeisances, Arjuna indicates that Krishna is worshipable by everyone. He is all-pervading, and he is the soul of every soul. Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Mahatma, which means that he is most magnanimous and unlimited. Ananta indicates that there is nothing which is not covered by the influence and energy of the Supreme Lord. And Devesha means that he is the controller of all demigods and is above them all. He is the shelter of the whole universe. Arjuna also thought that it was fitting that all the perfect living entities and powerful demigods offer their respectful obeisances unto him, because no one is greater than him. Arjuna especially mentions that Krishna is greater than Brahma, because Brahma is created by him. Brahma is born out of the lotus stem grown from the navel abdomen of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, who is Krishna's plenary expansion. Therefore Brahma and Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma, and all other demigods must offer their respectful obeisances. Yes, so we are thrown here into the middle of a prayer, but of course this prayer is... before the prayer comes, then Krishna starts off by giving knowledge about the soul, about the super soul, about the different processes for self-realization and gaining knowledge. And then we hear more about devotional service, and then in the end Arjuna asks if he can see this very special form that is Krishna manifesting by everything in this universe. And then Arjuna has just seen this, so he's overwhelmed, so he's offering these prayers. So with religion, because I'm from Sweden and we're not used to religion, and when it gets too religious, then we kind of, we pull away a little bit. And here we're in the middle of some very straightforward prayers describing God's position, because prayer doesn't mean, okay, if there is a God, give me stuff. Because if we want to ask for anything and get something, there is no better person than to turn to than God, because obviously everything is under his control. But that's not a very high level of connection, because Krishna is a person. And he is quite able to give us, he's already giving us everything. He's given us this universe. He's giving us the very breath of life. And still we don't notice him. We're not paying attention. And here Arjuna is really paying attention, because he just saw the universal form from the starting at the bottom of the universe, seeing all the way to the top of the universe, seeing... Because Krishna is also known as Trikalagya. He knows the past, the present, and the future, and he's able to show Arjuna this is actually the future. He's showing him the death of everyone, because that's something we cannot avoid. So here Arjuna is a little bit overwhelmed, but still he's aware enough that he's turning to Krishna and responding to this with prayers. And here in this prayer, many of the names are used, because most of us, we have a few names. We have our first name, we have our family name, maybe we have some name we use with our friends, maybe we have some name we use with our family, that when we were little we picked up some name. Maybe we have a name that isn't exactly a name, but a title at work, and maybe a title at some activity we are doing. But Krishna has so many names, from all his qualities, all his activities, all his, his connection to others. So that's what comes up here. Mahatma, the great one. Adhikatra, the supreme creator. So he came first. There was no we hear about creations in different ways, but nothing can happen before Krishna kind of manifests those energies that creation comes out of. Deva Isha, God of the gods. Jaganivasa, O refuge of the universe. So the universe is resting in Krishna. Aksharam, imperishable. Sat asatu, cause and effect. Tatparam, transcendental. So there is different ways of understanding Krishna, and Krishna is so unlimited. We can start in one end, we can go to the other end. And here especially we understand the greatness of Krishna. In this world we see many great things, but they are blown away by time. God doesn't have to, because sometimes we have this like concept of God from the Old Testament, that he will strike us with lightning, and he will send, what are they called in English, locusts, and then we will starve, and then we will be we will be on fire from the lightning. Well, when God reacts like that, then it's kind of personal, but he doesn't have to do that, because his energies, it's already handled. Everything in this world will die, but at the same time everything in this world is alive, and there is enough of everything for everyone's need. Now of course we may not have distributed and handled things in the best way for everybody. That is another thing. But we see that Krishna is giving us everything, he's taking everything away, and it's a little bewildering. And then we have to come back to remember that this material world is here for a specific reason. It's here for us to have somewhere to go when we have turned our back on the spiritual existence, and it's also here for us to gradually understand how we're incompatible with the material existence, actually. And it's also here for us that there is facility here to turn back to Krishna, to start to practice, to apply ourselves to self-realization and God-realization, which are intimately linked. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam that the Lord is respected by Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma and similar other demigods. The word Aksharam is very significant because this material creation is subject to destruction. But the Lord is above this material creation. He is the cause of all causes, and being so, he is superior to all the conditioned souls within this material nature, as well as the material cosmic manifestation itself. He is therefore the all-great supreme. So, Bhakti Yoga means the process of self-realization, of connecting to the Supreme through love. But it's not love that is just an emotion or kind of sentiment, because the word love is very... we can love God, we can love our football team, and we can love ice cream. It doesn't mean the same in these three different contexts. So that love that we can have for Krishna is a very pure and original and authentic part of ourselves. But then we kind of have to be in touch with ourselves. And as long as we are identifying with this matter, as long as we are reacting through the input of our senses with different desires and needs and emotions, without realizing that this is external, it is actually not connected to us, it's very difficult to how to say, jumpstart that love of God. So we start from different angles, and we have so many religions in this world, and they tend to look a little different from each other, but that difference is mainly a difference of culture and a difference of level and a difference of focus, because we broadly describe different religions or dharmas or yogas based on either karma, jnana, or so the karma yoga means regulating our activities. There's a lot of yagyas, offer ceremonies, maybe worship of the demigods, definitely regulating our activities, our karmas, so that we can create the best possible karmic situation in this world, and also connect to the Supreme, also become purified. And that sort of attitude is kind of an attitude of, I have desires, I want something in this world. And then jnana is a different process. It's about diving into the knowledge, analyzing the knowledge, using the mind and intelligence to speculate. And also it's a process of renunciation, of austerities, and the underlying drive is, I want to avoid the sufferings. And then the mystic yoga is a process of turning inwards, of turning off the external senses and finding the soul and the super soul within the heart. And it's a mystical process, and it creates mystical realization and also mystical powers. So in the different religions of this world, we find these three aspects, and they have different they balance out in different ways, and we approach them a little differently due to our culture. But they are all meant for the same thing. They're all meant to direct us towards God. But then bhakti yoga is the next step. Whenever we already have gained some realization, some purification, some results, when we are prepared to take the next step of deeply realizing the connection between the soul and God, that connection that is actually originally there in the heart. So that is why we are not propagating a specific religion, and we are also not rejecting any specific religion, because all religions probably would say that yes, it's a good religion if it develops love of God, if you develop love of God by practicing that religion. So that is the very goal. So this one aspect of seeing Krishna's powers, of seeing Krishna's position, of seeing what it means to be God, that is not the complete and ultimate realization of that love of God. But it's certainly one aspect. It is certainly does away with the misunderstanding that is Krishna is just some child in the village, and there are some cute stories and maybe some activities that we don't quite understand, but not so important. No, that is the most important. But if we can understand that beautiful Krishna with his playing his flute, having a charming smile, coming out in the moonlight and attracting everyone in the universe, he's not just charming and sweet and attractive, he's actually the cause of all causes. So yes, that's what we do here in the universal form. Through Arjuna's vision, we can also gain some understanding. So that's what we are looking at here and now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll have new updates twice a week, almost every week, and there's some information you can find below, and any questions, I welcome them. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for watching. We aim for updates every Tuesday and Friday. Please come back. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. We also have some links and information for you. And there is, of course, the subscribe button. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm a Hare Krishna, and I approve this message. Subscribe.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,